Barney, you got power rankings?
Yes, sir.
I heard you cursed the Minnesota Vikings, which I definitely.
You curse on the Minnesota Vikings.
All right, cool. I'm sorry. Can you put that back up? Okay. So, all right. Okay. I was very confused for a moment. I was like, where?
I was running late. I was like, I can't take the time to move the 14 through 11 over to Tom's side and rearrange everything. So I just put your 14 through 11 is in the middle on the left side of the numbers. My 12 through 11 right side of the numbers. Right? Okay. Good.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Okay. Yes. So oh, wow. Okay. Listen, I got it. You didn't have time. Okay. So your logic, the Lions and Chiefs are on a bye.
Yeah. So I'm not going to talk about them.
So you're not going to talk about them, but who?
And then I went on to talk about Amik Robertson for 2 minutes. But yes.
Okay. All right. We're not that far off then. You got the Ravens higher than the Eagles.
Oh boy. Yeah. People weren't happy with that. The Eagles beat the Ravens, idiot.
Dude, it's so when I went back and checked the fundraiser from yesterday, there was Eagles fans in the comments. They were like, Tom, you want Jalen Hurts to beat you. It's gonna be. I'm like, guys, yeah, it's gonna be a tough game for the Packers. They're like, you're sleeping on the Eagles. I was like, man, I'm not. I'm like, it's gonna be a really tough game.
No. I love it. This is peak fan internet vocalization of you don't respect our team enough. Look, and the Eagles are at what, 3 over there. It's 2 and 3. I think they're one of the best teams in the NFL.
Yep.
And what it comes down to me between the Ravens and Eagles, it is very simple. I think Lamar Jackson is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts.
Sure.
And I know there's going to be
like the Eagles defense more.
Anti-Lamar narratives out there about how he sucks in the playoffs. Okay, I get it, whatever. But quarterback, most important position. I think Lamar's better than Jalen Hurts. I think even Eagles fans would say that. And that's why I'm going to put them a little bit ahead of Philly.
How about the Eagles ahead of the Ravens because their defense? It's just They have the number 1 pass defense and they have a top 10 rushing defense. So,
and I think the Ravens defense has improved quite a bit.
Correct. Their secondary, not the best, but yes, it has gotten better. So, I mean,
I think Marlon Humphrey, Nate Wiggins. I think they're very good corners.
Season, dude.
And I think defensive coordinator Zach Orr has done a good job after a slow start to the year. The NFL Network did. Did you ever watch the story about Zach Orr? Because he was Ravens linebacker and he suffered an injury that basically made it so he couldn't play football anymore. He was just starting to play great football, and it's something in his back where if he plays again, takes one bad hit, it could be catastrophic. He was with them. Then he got the opportunity to start coaching with the Ravens, worked his way up. And so really cool story for Zach Orr. And the whole thing with the Ravens early in the season, dang, their offense is great, but their defense sucks. And when a guy gets a chance like that, you're rooting for him to figure it out. And I think, it took them some time, but they did. And they're not the best defense right now, but
their run defense good. Their run defense
been better.
Sod, it depends. So for StreamYard, we just literally click it. So it's just all manual of just doing this. But that's just for StreamYard. For Streamlabs, I just read them. I just acknowledge them on screen. So there you go.
Bam.
Who did this? Who could have done this? Who could have? All right, Ton, so you can throw power rankings back up. I apologize.
Oh, yeah. Let me get
those up there.
I
want to see. So who'd you put? All right, so you put the Texans last?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 1 second. Texans last. With the Broncos at 9?
Hell yeah, I did. I think the Broncos are better than the Texans, Steelers, and even the Packers right now.
All right. I don't know about that one. But all right. You believe legitimately, you think that the biggest upset would not be the Broncos beating the Bills?
Correct.
Yeah, that's surprising because I feel like just the quality of the opponent is
no.
And again, I'm saying this as a Packers fan, 100%. Like, it is going to be a tough game for the Packers. I think there's a small window, right? If we're going back to Dune, right? I see a narrow path, the golden path, if you will, to victory. But it's going to be difficult as hell. And I think that if you're able to stop James Cook, because you guys have a great run defense, if you're able to stop James Cook, that's going to help. But it's just like, then you just got to deal with Josh Allen. Which,
yeah, I know. No, I think the Bills win. And it's because I think Josh Allen is Superman. I literally believe that man might be Superman. But, and I thought about this after we were talking about it. It's the Steelers have been so bad in the last month.
Sure.
Right? And both the Steelers and the Broncos, they played the Ravens, the Bengals, same time, right? 1 week apart or whatever. Broncos were much more competitive against Cincinnati than the Steelers were. Denver 2-2 down the stretch, Steelers 0-4. And heading into the playoffs, and while I don't think like the Broncos are, fully there yet, if the Broncos were playing the Steelers, I would be such an asshole right now.
Yeah.
You would not want to be talking to me because I'd be so confident. I'd be so confident we were going to wipe the floor with Pittsburgh.
I'd be afraid for you.
Yeah, you rightfully so.
That would backfire.
Like, he set himself up to be hurt bad. Like
it's a 9-3 game.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in the Steelers, because they're not doing anything really that well right now. Their run game, where like Jaylen Warren, they've used him more. He's been healthy. He's been better. Like Najee Harris hasn't been as effective. I know he was a little banged up in that last game too, but the Steelers got to run the ball really well for Russ to be able to do what he does well. And we said he's missing George Pickens. George Pickens comes back in, and George Pickens doesn't really want to fucking play football. So it's like, damn. Yeah, exactly.
I agree with all of that.
So that's why I think like the Steelers are the worst. They're not, and then there's the Texans. I don't even know. They've been bad. Their injuries have been devastating.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you who I think is actually better than the Texans or Steelers right now. The Texans defeating the Chargers seems like a more feasible outcome just because
I agree with
Chargers, they're new to the playoffs with their new head coach. Sure. They've been playing very well. I expect them, but Texans if they lose, nobody's gonna be like, oh my God, the Chargers lost.
Exactly. No, I agree with that. I completely and totally agree in terms of like surprise. The one thing I ranked, it was literally between the Steelers and the Broncos of who's last. I was like, okay, and I included the matchup in that for power rankings because I think that, and the only reason the Broncos are lower than the Steelers is because of the matchup, because it is a divisional game. Sure. That is the only thing I'm holding on to of like, I agree with everything you're saying. There's just this but that's right there. It is an AFC North divisional game, and you never know. Now, if Derrick Henry does to the Steelers what he did in the last game, the Ravens are going to win this game, and it's not going to be a problem. Yeah. Steelers were able to stop them earlier in the season. Do they still got that juice left in them? And again, if the Ravens lose, it will be an upset, but I won't be, oh my God, no one saw this coming. If the Broncos knock off the Bills, I think talk about playing well, like to get into the postseason, right? They were scratching and clawing and going against the Chargers and going against the Bengals, and they got it done against the Chiefs backups, 100%. They look great against back. I don't care who it's against. They got in. Just if they went into Buffalo and beat Josh Allen, the guy they're talking about being MVP, with Bo Nix, a rookie quarterback, it just seems the odds are stacked against the Broncos, and that would be a holy crap, they did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I think
it's a stupid narrative. I don't it's dumb. I think it's a little bit Eagles fans, but it's also like it's Eagles media and it's also national media. Sure. It's like, oh, we're gonna pick. Shut up. It's dumb. Like I'm saying this, I think the best way the Packers have of winning is making Jalen Hurts beat them, which he's very capable of doing.
Yeah.
You just gotta, like, if you're a Packers fan, like, oh, maybe he's not 100%. You know what I mean? Like, but we'll see. Sorry.
It's the Broncos' real flaw is that their run game, that they have not been consistent running the football at all this season.
Mm-hmm.
when Jaleel McLaughlin is cooking, their offense works really, really well. They have a championship caliber defense, in my opinion, despite some of the flaws we saw through the month of December. But that's why they can hang with the Bills. It's the defense. It's going to be about whether or not they're getting complementary offense from the Broncos. So, and that, the offense has not been consistent, but it's you're learning with a rookie quarterback. And we're just like, I hope we get a good game out of Bo Nix. Even if we lose, people like, you know what? Even like, and there's a lot of support now. Like we're getting, it's weird seeing like people like, hey, they're pretty good, Ooh, watch out. Bo Nix, not that bad. I want him to play well, even if the Broncos lose. I think that'll go a long way. But yeah, the Bills are a very tough team. And I think I think our special teams is better. I think Bills fans a little worried about old Tyler slap of the bass man in the playoffs. And if it comes down to a kick between Lutz or Tyler Bass, I trust Will Lutz. Defense, I think the Broncos defense a little better than Bills, but I think the Bills offense much better at this point. So we'll see. It's gonna be fun.
I hope so.
If it's a blowout, then I'll be like, okay, we got a lot of holes to fill, and we'll get through it. But
Gold, I hope your reverse psychology continues to work for the Ravens for your sake. I hope it does.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm not gonna lie. Just as a Purse fan, Perna, I wish all the best for you.
Sure.
I want to see the Ravens and Bills next week. I want to see that
most
game
people do.
so badly.
Mostly, man, like the Ravens and Bills got to go through each other just to possibly get to the Chiefs.
But if it's Chargers Chiefs, I ain't sleeping on that game. Another divisional game, and that's here. I know, Tom, whatever. I don't care. If the Packers beat the Eagles, which again, Eagles fans, it's gonna be difficult. Do you feel better now? Still, say it all damn week. If they do, bro, I'm like, okay, let's see what the Packers could do. Yeah. Because there's a potential that they run through two division rivals. You never know. You never know. You never know.
Yeah, Chargers could upset the Chiefs. I 100% believe that.
I heard Justin Jefferson actually did it, and he should be immediately traded to the Green Bay Packers. That's what just trade, just in case. Even if there's no evidence, just even if there's there's evidence proving the contrary. I think you just trade Justin Jefferson. It came up on my stupid feed, his stupid first touchdown, which was so stupidly good, where he's doing a stupid gritty into the stupid end zone. He's so good. I hate how good he is.
Yeah. You know what? What was it in? Receiver, right? There followed Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
And he was talking about because he lived in was it a townhome or something? He's like, I just don't feel like I need to spend a bunch of money on a big house. It's just me. And everyone's like, oh, look at that. Look at how they use that as a thing to prop him up as a good guy or something. And then in the middle of the season, it's like Justin Jefferson playing with $1.2 million necklace.
Yep.
Okay. I'll take the house over that, but
100%.